Welcome back to TMNtv News. I'm Alicia Fireherm, and the date is March 21st, 2022. We hope you had a good spring break. Here's what happened while we were away. March is International Women's History Month. Fort Hays State University celebrated women on campus with different events to spread awareness and empowerment. Before break, student engagement held the Empower Women event, which consisted of flyers about inspirational women in history, creating your own personal tote bag, female positive stickers, bracelets, and broken glass keychains. And if you're wanting to get involved, they will be hosting an event called Equal Pay Day Thursday at 4 p.m. in the Black and Gold Room. Online students often struggle to make connections with others and find resources. To help with this, Health and Wellness has launched Circles of Support peer counseling groups facilitated by other online students. Faculty advisor Greg Atkins has more information.
The Circles of Support groups are all student-run, but those students who do kind of organize the group and lead the group, they are facilitators. They have been trained to lead a peer support group and are well-versed in connecting online students to a whole range of resources, everything from mental health to free tutoring to financial aid questions, all of those. They've got a really good idea, and they're themselves online students, often online students that are well advanced in their online careers, so they have a lot of personal experience with these resources.
An informational meeting will be held on March 31st. Those interested can contact Health and Wellness for the meeting link. The first session of the First Responders Art Collaboration Training will be March 30th from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. in the atrium of the Schmidt Art and Design Building. This art workshop brings together FHSU students, individuals with cognitive disabilities, and local first responders. Art professor Amy Schmierbach is in charge of the event.
The whole goal of the workshop is to bring people together to create empathy and friendship, to create conversation. So while we're making art, the heart of the workshop is just getting to know people who are different than them. And so even the Fort Hays student is different than the person with the cognitive disability. They're also different than maybe the first responders. And the same goes for all of them, so just getting to know people that are different than them, and art is serving as like a way to facilitate that conversation.
If interested in participating, contact Professor Schmierbach. 3 other sessions will be held in the following weeks. For 46 years, Special Olympics Kansas has hosted the state-level basketball and cheerleading competitions here in Hays. The first event in 2 years took place on Saturday the 19th. TMN reporter Reagan Neufeld recently spoke with Tim Redder, the Senior Director of Competitions, about why the event is so special.
We haven't had a state basketball tournament in 2 years, so it's great that we're able to offer some basketball and, like I said, get the teams kind of back into the swing of Special Olympics, so it'll be nice in that respect. Also, we'll be, like I said, we haven't had this in a couple years, so we'll see a lot of new faces that I haven't, or I shouldn't say new faces, but a lot of faces I haven't seen in a couple years, and especially for the athletes. They'll see some of their friends from other teams that they haven't been able to compete against. The Hays athletes know some of the athletes from Great Bend and so on and so forth, so they're able to see some friends that they haven't talked to in a couple years, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, it's just nice to kind of get Special Olympics Kansas back up and running with some events and everything, and seeing the athletes that we haven't seen in a couple years.
For more information about Special Olympics Kansas and upcoming events, visit ksso.org. In terms of weather, we're finally getting some warmer temperatures. For most of the week, the temperature won't go below 50 degrees. This will continue all the way up to Sunday, where the temperature will hit 75. However, expect to see some wind and showers here and there. Tomorrow, there's an 80% chance of precipitation, with southwest winds reaching 33 miles per hour. Though this will continue into Wednesday, the rest of the week will only be slightly cloudy. This weather report will change throughout the week, so stay up to date with kwch.com. That's all we have for the news today. When we come back, we'll turn to Reagan Neufeld with sports.
My name is Allie, and I'm a senior business major at Fort Hays. I love working for TMN. It has made me a more experienced photographer and really helped me professionally due to all the changing environments and the different opportunities. I've also been able to meet and talk to a lot of people, which has helped bring me out of my shell.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The average person uses around 100 gallons of water per day. With only 3% of the water on Earth being freshwater, it is important to be mindful of how much you are using. Turning off the sink while you are brushing your teeth is an easy way to conserve water. It is also important to never leave running water unattended. Replacing leaky faucets is another easy way to cut down on water usage. Also, adjusting the load size on your washing machine will ensure that water is not being wasted. Do your part to help conserve water.
Teachers today are finding new ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable.
Welcome back, Tigers. I'm Reagan Neufeld, and today I'll be taking a look at all the Fort Hays sports action that took place over the last week. We'll start with women's basketball. The Tigers played their last game of the season on Monday. After winning the MIAA tournament the week before, Fort Hays earned the #1 seed in the Central Region tournament, meaning that they got to host the tournament as well. Back in Gross Memorial Coliseum, the Tigers won their first game 66-61 against Minnesota State, and their second game 59-55 over St. Cloud State. They then faced off with the Missouri Western Griffins in the regional championship on Monday night, with a chance to go to the Elite Eight in Birmingham, Alabama. After a second-half comeback by Missouri Western, Fort Hays lost 70-69. Katie Wagner and Olivia Hollenbeck led the Tigers in scoring, Wagner with 17 and Hollenbeck with 14. Wagner also led the team in rebounds with 10. Here's a look at Coach Tony Hobson's opening statement in the post-game press conference.
Just unfortunate because our kids played as hard as they could. It comes down to one basket or one stop, and it's very disappointing to have your season on one possession, but sometimes that's how it is. And I told our kids that this is, going to be very painful for quite a while for the kids that are invested in the program, which is everybody, I think. And but when the smoke clears, that they're going to realize they had a great year. We won 30 ball games. That's hard to do when you schedule 28. You won 2 championships. We just, we set our sights so high that if you don't win it all, you're going to be disappointed. And that's what you set yourself up when you put it on the line. You set yourself up to be really, really hurt if things don't work out.
The rest of the conference, as well as all of the others from the regional tournament, can be found on YouTube by searching Tiger Media Network. The Fort Hays wrestling team also finished their season last week. 3 athletes competed at the national championships in St. Louis on March 12th and 13th. Terrace Henry ended his season on the first day of competition, finishing with an overall record of 28-12. Marty Verhage and A.J. Cooper advanced to the second day and finished with All-American honors. Verhage ended with 5th place in the 184-pound weight class and an overall record of 42-9. Cooper placed 7th in the 285 weight-pound class, bringing his season record to 33-12. A program record of 10 athletes represented Fort Hays on the 12th and 13th at the National Indoor Track and Field Championships. The Tigers finished this weekend with 5 first-team All-American honors and 6 second-team. Fort Hays was led by Maddie Rossi and Ryan Stanley. Rossi placed 5th in the pentathlon with a total of 3,766 points across 5 events, beating her personal best by 96 points. Ryan Stanley captured his second national championship on Saturday, vaulting 17 feet 9 1/4 inches, surpassing his previous school record by 7 inches. This height is the 5th best in Division II history. Stanley was just named the Central Region Indoor Field Athlete of the Year. 2 other Tigers finished in the top 10 in their event. Jacob Clark finished 6th in pole vault with a mark of 16 feet 10 3/4 inches, and Nolan Churchman finished 7th in the heptathlon with 5,269 points. The Tigers will start their outdoor season this weekend at Emporia State. The baseball team started last week in Wichita with a win over Newman University 15-10. Ed Scott and Brady Kreitzer both scored 3 runs while Jenner Key scored 4. Kreitzer and Key led with 4 hits each. The Tigers then returned to Hayes for a 3-game series with Central Oklahoma. They dropped all 3 games 10-6, 6-5, and 12-0. The games tomorrow against Colorado Christian have been postponed due to weather, so the Tigers will be back in action on Friday, starting a 3-game series against Pittsburgh. Lastly, the softball team played 3 doubleheaders last week, going 3-3. They started with 2 losses to Missouri Western on Monday, then splitting with Oklahoma Baptist on Wednesday. In the win on Wednesday, the Tigers scored a season-high 16 runs. Jessica Espinoza led with 3 hits and 3 runs. Fort Hays finished the weekend with 2 wins over Bethany, 10-1 and 8-0. Sarah Breckbill led the first game with 4 RBIs and 2 hits on 2 at-bats. Reagan Curry also had a good day, going 3 for 3 in her at-bats, scoring 2 runs. The third game was led by Tiffany Serra, who had 3 hits and 2 RBIs. The softball team will be back in action on Saturday the 26th at Nebraska Kearney. That's all we have for today. To stay up to date with local, state, and national news, visit tigermedianet.com as well as our social media pages. Thanks for watching TMNtv News. I'm Reagan Neufeld, and we'll see you next week.